Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to today's episode on Dangerous African Confessions HD. Before we go into what we have for this episode, I would love to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of who is part of this family. The time you spend to watch these videos means a lot to us as a team. And it encourages us to continue to bring these confessions to you, so that we all can one way or the other learn from their stories. We appreciate your subscription and likes, as well as the comments. Thank you, and let's get to what we have for today. In this episode, we have the concluding episode to the story that was shared with us by our sister Naomi, whose private part was used for rituals by her blesser after he asked her to insert a frog into her private part. We did contact her to see how far her cleansing and healing process was going. This was when she told us some fascinating things happening within her life right now and the kind of revelations that she has had. Without wasting much of your time, let's go and listen to the story.
Brother, thank you for getting back to me to find out how I am doing. I know I made a promise to get back to you, but since our last conversation, things have taken a different turn and it is not for bad. My life has now turned into something way different and I am loving it. I honestly do not have any feeling of my past life and the things I have done. If you remember, I was telling you how much I feared I was going to die in a matter of 6 months. All those feelings and fears are gone. All thanks to the greater energy called God and the prophetess that accompanied me to my parents. You see, after we visited my family and I told them everything that I have done which brought upon me those problems, my father took a decision and told the woman that he has given me to her as a daughter and that she should go with me to her spiritual center. She does not call her place a prayer center nor a church. She calls her place a spiritual center. When you get to her place, you realize their activities are quite different from what we normally do in churches. But then, she uses the Bible and will always give you a deeper meaning to the Bible than most pastors, even including my own father, will give you. That I can promise you. This woman knows things about the nature, God and our very existence in general that I fear if her teachings are to go out viral, most Christians will be free. You remember I told you I was coming from a Christian background. And a strong one for that matter. And I knew it was a good thing to always pray, but I hated that kind of life. That I can tell you contributed to my decision to move away from the house. But this woman's teaching about prayer is totally different from the prayers I grew up to know. She teaches you to go inward and talk to your God self inside of you. Because to her, we are part of God that manifested itself into this earth to experience life here. So, if you want to talk to your bigger self, who we call God, you just have to connect His Spirit that is in you with His own. That way, the channel for communication is open and you can talk to your God without shouting and clapping and jumping. You can just be still and go inward into yourself to experience the God you are looking for. My family has been so much supportive when it comes to my recovery. And I tell you, I feel this is all part of the plan that the Creator wanted me to know Him personally. You know, brother, what amazes me is that my family, who were more like robust prayer people, now praise the same way that I do and the same way that this woman teaches us to. During my stay here, I have come to understand and appreciate nature more profoundly. Because, when she uses any herb on me, she tells you why she is even using the herb. What it is going to do. Before I go on, I told my father one day when he was here that, when I am finally healed from my issues, I will not leave the woman's place to come to them. Because I wanted to be a disciple of the woman. Because her teachings and understanding of the Holy Scriptures are something else. My father was the happiest man, judging from his expressions when I told him that. He told me that I will have to learn from her and also go and use my life experience as a living testimony to tell people what the good Lord is capable of doing. Let me start from when the prophetess started to apply her herbs on me. Whenever the herbs are applied and some are given to me to drink and some too, I wash my private part with it. Whenever I will do these things and go back to sleep, I can always see so my dead people who have come to welcoming me. And in a brief of a moment, I will see that they are all running away from me. Any day, anytime. After that, I will see that an old woman will appear and ask me to get up and clean myself. For I am free from any bondage that the evil one had placed me into. Whenever I wake up and tell the prophetess, she will smile and tell me that the good Lord will do what he wants to do. But one thing she said that struck me was that I should always pay attention to the voice of the woman and take note of the things she tells me whenever I see her in my dreams. It happened about 5 times, and I will always come and tell her. And she will also do certain directions for me. She told me that, from what she is seeing, I will never die. Because if indeed it was for me to die, the herb she applies on me, she would have felt the vibrations that will signal her of my death. This gave me hope, and I started to believe in myself and took her directions and teachings more seriously. One thing that I will say has gotten me to this state is meditation. I have never seen this woman pray like we used to do in the church. Early in the morning, she will wake up around 5 a.m. and go into a place she has prepared nicely in the center to meditate. The place is surrounded by trees of different kinds. And when you sit there to meditate as she has taught us, you will always feel a deeper connection to the earth, trees, and the nature in general. When she first started teaching me about this life and why we are here and the things we need to do in order to connect ourselves to the person who asked us to come here, she told me to always start from asking a deeper question when I am alone, free of any thoughts. She taught me to always ask the questions like, who am I? Why am I here? What am I here to do? And always have these strong questions in my mind, thinking about them. And any thoughts that would drop into my mind, I shouldn't just let it go just like that. To me, this is an experience that I wish every believer should experience and get to know God for him or herself. And not what someone is telling him or her about God. Because I have come to know and understand that, before your Maker will send somebody to come speak to you, then it means you have failed to hear him, her talk to you. Remember, I used him, her. The reason is that God is not a person that we should ascribe a gender to. God is an energy field that is constantly burning and it shines brighter. The reason why Moses was told that Moses cannot look at the God he so much wanted to see. My experience was horrible, but I thank my Creator that I was not allowed to perish like that. And was given a second chance to have a more personal relationship with that very energy. God can walk with you in a different way, far more different than he will walk with me. So, if you search for God from someone's perspective, you will never get the chance to experience him. You will always have to go to someone to tell you what God wants to say to you. This is what I have come to learn and experience so far. I am still going through my healing and cleansing that after day. But this time, it is not more frequent like I came here at first. It can even be 2 weeks and she will not give me anything. One wonderful thing that has happened is that, because her teachings has helped me to open up my spirit, my bigger source, I can start to feel and download some signals. I once felt that my father was being promoted to a district pastor. I told the prophetess and she told me to tell my father about it. So, when he came to visit me, I told him in the presence of my mother and sister that I see he has been promoted to becoming the whole district pastor. They were shocked. Because apparently, it happened a week before they visited me. And this was mind-blowing for me and them. This made my father to ask a lot of questions, and I also told him of what the woman has been teaching me. My family now always comes to this place every Friday. Because the woman do have her lectures on this day from around 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So brother, this is what is going on with me right now. I feel I am in a good state of my life and I know I will become better and better as the days go by. I will use this opportunity to tell you and your listeners that, whatever situation you may find yourself in today, it is never too late to turn around and seek the face of your God. I mean the God inside of you. He said, he is standing at the door knocking. If you hear and open, he will come in and dine with you. That spirit knocking is already inside of you and it is not coming from anywhere else to be inside of you. You just have to go deep within you and talk with your own spirit. That is the proper way of communicating with your source. I am not challenging anybody, my brother, but this is what I have experienced, and I have come to feel the presence of my God through this means. Jesus talked about when you want to pray, he said go into your inner chambers and close all doors. What he meant was not this physical house that you have built, but rather, the house which is your body. He was saying that, go into yourself and close your ears, eyes and all the senses that you have. And talk with your Father from within yourself. And not opening your mouth shouting. Brother, I will leave you here and pray for me for more understanding and health. We will talk off from time to time. Thank you.
Please kindly subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Thank you, and let's get back to the story. These are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. As a lady, it's good to live good and be treated like a queen. But in doing so, my sisters, let's be vigilant a little. I hope we've all learnt one or two from the story. As I always say, we are not here to race with ourselves. Therefore, do the little you can and ask your Creator to bless your handwork. Please let's be mindful of the choices that we make. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thought with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.